wanted to go ahead and share this with you before I started my day. I spoke briefly about this, but I wanted to go into a little bit of detail. This is in regards to grudges and regrets and attitudes towards it. Now, I try to emphasize with people about just being true to yourself in regards to your feelings. There's nothing wrong with being honest with yourself, right or wrong, good or bad. Sometimes you just got to go through the process. If you're feeling sad about something, you've got to go through the process. Sometimes that's the only way to get through it, whatever it is. Because suppressing your feelings for a long period of time, it just postpones the inevitable, and sometimes it just makes a bad situation worse. So when you encounter a situation or an event that makes you feel sad or angry, sometimes it's best right away to just go through the process of just enduring those feelings so you can overcome it. If you suppress it for a long period of time, what'll happen is it's like a volcano. It's going to erupt in a very negative way years later, and it's going to affect people that are in the picture that weren't in the picture before, in the form of habits, in the form of negative behaviors. It's going to affect your lifestyle, your health in a lot of cases. Whereas before, if it was just tackled at the time that it happened, it could have been done and over with. And sometimes you'll be surrounded by people who can't even process feelings properly themselves, and they'll be quick to tell you to get over it, forget about it, and everything else. They're going to try to micromanage how you feel and tell you how to deal with situations inside of you, and you're the one that's dealing with it. They have no right to do that. What they should do is just say, you know what, I understand you're feeling X, Y, Z. Let me help you process it. But see, a lot of these people, they haven't even acknowledged that the situation is bad and probably don't even understand how to deal with it themselves. So instead of trying to deal with it or accept that the situation is bad, they want to try to sweep it under the rug. And in the process of trying to sweep it under the rug because they don't want to accept that the situation is bad, they want to turn around and try to have you sweep it under the rug as well, because they don't want to accept the fact that it's a bad situation going on. Okay? So the best thing for you to do is go ahead and put yourself in a place where you can go ahead and process it right away. Handle it right away, because it could mean a world of difference later on. No one has any right to tell you how you should process your anger, how you should process your fear, your anxiety, your low self-esteem, your frustration, your procrastination, whatever negative feelings that you have. Nobody has any right to tell you how and when you should feel anything. Nobody should tell you how and when to treat anything. If you know you need some help with something, you should go get that help, period. And nobody should tell you when you should do it and how you should do it. If you know you need to get that help, go get it, period. Now, if it's a situation where you are affecting other people outside your circle and you are a danger and harm to other people because of your behavior, you definitely need to go see somebody. There's no doubt about that. Because eventually you're going to wind up in trouble with the law, or you're going to wind up 6 feet under. But if you're in a situation where you're feeling some sort of pain or hurt, and you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people that aren't even in touch with their own feelings, and they're trying to tell you what to do, that's making a bad situation worse. And what happens is when you eventually wind up gaining victory over that situation and you've moved on with your life, all of a sudden now you have a damaged relationship with this person, because you're going to think back to the fact that that person was not emotionally there for you when you were going through this. And they're going to have the same attitude that they had before, thinking, oh man, you're still thinking about that time when you were going through so-and-so and I told you so-and-so, you still have a grudge? Yes. And you have a right to have a grudge. because that person wasn't understanding to you. They hurt you. Instead of offering that sympathy that you needed, instead of being a listening ear, instead of offering the time that you needed, instead of offering the attention that you needed, they offered criticism, judgment, and blew you off. Yeah, a grudge was warranted, and not so much as an apology or anything. So you're supposed to just out of the blue just say, oh yeah, well, everything's cool. No, everything's not cool, people. And I'm sorry if this flies in the face of people who are of certain spiritual beliefs that you're supposed to just be kumbaya and wildflowers and love to everybody all the time. I'm sorry, I live in the real world, and I'm not going to sit here and turn the cheek to every single person who has treated me wrong. I'm not doing it. I'm not dealing with you anymore. I'm not going to chase behind somebody who keeps disrespecting me all the time. If you have a history of giving me the same disrespect in the same areas all the time, after a while I'm done. I'm done. If it's a situation where you keep giving me the same behaviors in the same areas all the time, I'm done. If I'm being ignored when it comes to certain things, I'm done. I'm not going to sit around with a torch by myself in the corner waiting for you to come to me every single time when I know how you're going to behave. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to wait around. If I know that you're going to forget about me on certain occasions all the time, no. It's not going to happen. If I'm not going to be included on certain things all of the time, no. But you want me to turn around and include you when I do certain things. You're not invited. No. Oh, well, you're thinking about that time when... Yes, I am. I'm not doing it. It's not happening. See, this is me standing up for myself for once. My silence is going to be my weapon from now on. And I don't care if you call it a grudge. I don't care if you call it being vengeful. I don't care. It's not allowed anymore. Sometimes you got to let folks know. It's not, that behavior is not accepted over here. The people in my circle that are around me, that are close to me, we treat each other with mutual respect. We show mutual care and concern. We listen and communicate with each other mutually. We show mutual respect all the time, constantly, on a regular basis. We healthfully disagree. We respect each other's opinion. We respect each other's time. Okay? We acknowledge each other's presence. That's what we do over here. And if you cannot abide by those rules, regardless of what kind of connection you've had with me in the past, you cannot be a part of this. And that's the way it's going to be in my world. I don't care what doctrine was taught to you, what culture or anything else, you cannot be a part of this. And that's the way it's going to be. And for some of you, you're going to have to establish those rules, and I can almost guarantee you that person is going to change their behavior because it is not expected from you. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go with that, and I hope that some of you will put this in force, and I'm going to let you walk in peace.